Knicks Some Noise, it's your man, Why Me. Thank you very much for tuning in. Welcome back to another episode. Look, this is episode 9 of the 2024-2025 season. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about our bad defensive starts. I'm going to call a spade a spade. We starting off poor on the defensive end. Versus the Magic, we were able to overcome an early deficit. But versus the Pistons, no Karl Anthony Towns, we weren't. All right, so I'm going to break it down and get right into the video. If you take a look at the first couple of plays of the game versus the Orlando Magic, you can see that we started off poorly. We did not defend the three-point line, and we got down early, 9-2. After losing the opening tip-off, Franz Wagner was able to run through some screens, get OG Anunoby off balance, and attack the weak side of the court. If you look here, he was able to run a screen through Wendell Carter, get Karl Anthony Towns to sag, and get to a step-back move in which he was able to hit his first three-point shot of the game. With Karl Anthony Towns not being the best defender, you still want to run a player like Franz Wagner off of the three-point line. And you can also live with your man, Wendell Carter, shooting a three or hitting a two-point shot, as opposed to letting an offensive player such as Franz hit his first shot and then build his confidence from there. The Orlando Magic was able to hit their second three-point shot of the game by running through screens, again, getting us to play below the man who's screening and below the defender. Franz is smart enough to, and he has the ball handling skills enough to set up the defense and allow them to commit, which he allowed OG Anunoby to commit to one side of the screen. Once he got OG Anunoby to commit, then he was able to make his decision, get the ball back to the top of the key, because again, this team and these teams want to shoot threes, as many threes as they can make when the game starts. Then Mikal Bridges does a good job of at least getting out on Wendell Carter. But as you can see, Karl Anthony Towns is still below the foul line. So once the ball swings to Jalen Suggs, then Karl Anthony Towns makes a weak closeout. Jalen Suggs was able to drive, draw Josh Hart, kick it to Caldwell Pope, and Caldwell Pope was able to make his first three of the game. So now we're down 6-2 after Jalen Brunson finds Mikal Bridges in the lane for a two-point shot. Kentavious Caldwell Pope was able to call his own number on this play versus Jalen Brunson. He was able to get Jalen Brunson's screen by Da Silva. Again, as you can see, we're going underneath the screens, daring this team to shoot. Josh or Jalen has to get above the screen, as did OG Anunoby or Towns, preferably OG Anunoby. Someone has to get above the screen. So Caldwell Pope was able to, again, run through a Da Silva screen and then run through another Franz screen where Jalen tries to, again, go underneath the screen. And so this was a rhythm shot. Caldwell Pope was able to hit his second three of the game, and then we go down 9-2. So these are the examples of how we started versus the Orlando Magic, but we were able to overcome. The 9-2 deficits, the 10-2 deficits, and greater are going to be our downfall as a team, considering that our defense is not that strong to begin with. We must come out to intense defensive starts. We must come out with high energy, and guys need to be flying around and getting over the screens versus going under the screens, daring teams to shoot. And in this game versus the Pistons, I mean, there's no excuse on the way we played. We came out. Tim Hardaway Jr. hit an early open three. Nobody's guarding him. Mikal or OG, no communication. Nobody drops. The next play, same situation. We were just slack and slow on defense the entire time. Cade Cunningham, who had a great game, was able to probe and set up the offense, getting, again, guys in screen actions below the foul line, making a decision on which way you want to commit. He's able to make an easy skip pass to Tobias Harris. Although Tobias misses the three and we got the rebound, We come up the court, and then we give up a turnover. So with this, we played slow, we played sloppy, and the Detroit Pistons were able to get out early by just getting easy opportunities to the basket. Tobias Harris got two easy layups to start the game off with. Tim Hardaway again, first possession, easy three-pointer. And as you can see here, Mikal Bridges again turns the ball over for an easy Tobias basket. So these types of plays is what cost us the game. And so now you have Tobias Harris bringing the ball up. He gets it to Cade in the post. He does what he has to do. And then ultimately, we're starting to play a little bit better defense, and the play breaks down. But the ball still swings. A baseline drive frees up Cade Cunningham for another three-point shot. And here, once we go down 10-2, I knew that this would probably be the game that we drop. And if you let Tibbs tell it, it's the same thing that I've been saying. Knicks Some Noise is your man, Why Me? And so where does that bring us to? It brings us to today. The game versus Toronto. We're in Toronto. Starts at 7:30. Jalen's coming in, averaging 25.2, and RJ's coming in, averaging 23.9. And again, I spoke about this on the previous show. RJ's not shooting well from the free throw line, but he's doing well in other areas of the game. And, the team is kind of bad, but they're a young team. They need some extra pieces, and that's just how it is. That trade for Precious Achua and OG Anunoby is definitely one that, sacrificed RJ and Emmanuel quickly. And, they were an integral part of our foundation and our young squad. But we needed to shore up the wings. We needed to get some size on the wings. And we did that with OG and Precious. I don't grade that trade on the same level as I grade the Julius Randle and Karl Anthony Towns trade. But we're also successful in that trade to a large degree. I do believe Julius Randle, not necessarily the better of the two players, is the more available player, whereas Karl Anthony Towns is not. Skillfully, Towns does have a bit more skill than Randle just based on his shooting ability and his height. But I think everything else is more or less even. I think the defense is even. And I think, just their overall effect on the game is generally even. Karl being a better shooter and being a bigger defender, being able to legitimately play the five, gives him an advantage as a basketball player. But as far as being available, you have an average 70 to 65 game a season player. Julius is higher up in the ranks to 70 to 80 games minus that injury. Julius is a more available player from career statistics than Karl Anthony Towns is. But, I'm diverting. But at the end of the day, we're in a situation where we need all of our guys available. As you can see, we can't beat a team like the Detroit Pistons without Towns. There's a very difficult thing to do because we're lacking size and we're lacking offense at the five. And unfortunately, Sims didn't have a great couple of last games, but he's still overall playing well for the season. He's due a bad game or two. We want to see Huck Porty. He does have some offense with him. Like I said, he will play. He's a good player. He will play. The opportunity has to come. It's only going to come from Towns being out. And like I said, Sims playing bad. Achua's back. So we have more fours and more fives now. So naturally, he's going to get himself and find himself into the rotation regardless. It's inevitable. You know what I mean? He's too good of a player, too good of a young player to not get more than, let's say, 3 to 4 minutes a game on an average. But 3 to 4 minutes a game, you're not really doing anything. You might even be coming in for substitution and offense, defense, or end of the quarter subs, that type of thing when we're up. So you want him to actually come in and have an effect on a game, something like he did versus the Detroit Pistons. But that's going to be based on, again, Towns being out and Sims playing generally bad. Will Tibbs switch the rotation up? It is to be determined. Still doesn't mean that Sims won't play, but as the season progresses, if Sims is not playing better than him, yes, the minutes will start to fluctuate and go maybe 12 to 13 versus Ariel. And then Sims could find himself in the 4 to 5 minute rotation. So it's to be determined. But like I said, not anytime soon, maybe sometime after the new year. We'll see how even this game goes and where he may fit into this game. But playing him, 15, 20 minutes consistently, that might be something that we see close down the road, but a little further down the road. I say close though. He's very close. And then you have to also understand that Mitchell Robinson is coming back. So with Mitch's return, that puts him back into a rotational player and even puts Sims back into the 7 to 8 minute rotation as well. So where are we now? Today, we got the Toronto Raptors in Toronto. And guess what? We're not favored to win the game. And what does that mean? We need to come out how we're supposed to. Intense on defense, no bad starts. Campaign, game time decision. Towns, game time decision. What does that mean to me? They should play. Will they be effective? I need them to be. Let's see. For the Toronto Raptors, Bruce Brown is out, DJ Carton is out, and Quick is out. RJ's in. RJ's coming into the game averaging 23.3. Jalen's coming in averaging 25.4. In rebounds, Towns is leading the way for the Knicks, 13 rebounds, and Yaka Poidal, 11.6. I got your name right this time, bro. All right, and let's see. For Doms, Jalen is averaging 7.7, and RJ is averaging nearly 6 at 5.9. And so the matchup is pretty even. Again, they're favored to win 50.6 to 49.4. And what I think we need to do is, again, we need to decide the game by being a better shooting, 3-point shooting team than this team. RJ Barrett is a 2-point specialist. He provides uh, layup moves for his team, if you will, and he averages 40% from the field, generally in 2-point shots. The Toronto Raptors, are not a great team. They're coming in 7-17. We're coming off a loss, and so are they. As far as if you preview the game, we're coming off a loss to the Detroit Pistons, as I just covered in the previous segment. We shouldn't have lost that game. And they're coming off a loss led by Luka Doncic, triple double. And, you lose, you lose. When Luka gets the triple, you lose. And so for us, again, we need to come in and play hard. We need to come in and start off like how we're supposed to. We need to come in and not allow this team, who's not a great 3-point shooting team, to get to the 3-point line. We have to run them off the line, force them interior, and then stop the shot, stop the basket. So we got our defenders. Achua's there and Towns is there. And then Sims could back them up. OG Anunoby and Mikal, they got to guard the wing and not let Jalen be exposed. Josh Hart is going to do Josh Hart things. Keep your temperament down this game. Don't get thrown out. And then we'll see how it goes. But right now, I'm definitely always predicting a win for the squad. We have no reason to lose this game to a 7-17 team. And coming in 14-9, again, we should be 15-8 and then some, just based on this last game and not playing great defense to start the game off with. There's no reason to go down 10-2 to the Detroit Pistons, 14-4 or wherever that was to follow. There's no reason. So we should not be going down on teams. Pause. We should not be going down to teams. That was crazy. We should not be going down to teams in the first 4 to 5 possessions of the game. Like that's disgusting basketball. You know what I mean? And it just is just a veteran Achilles, to come out and then just have bad 5 to 6 possessions and think you could turn it on anytime you want. So our team, we have no excuse to be coming out bad and losing this game. That's just point blank, period. The depth chart is in, the roster's there. We come in with a full boat. Town should be able to play, Payne should be able to play, and we shouldn't have an issue. That's just my thing. And we'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna keep it short and sweet again. Your boys been under the weather, trying to get back to normal. And this is Knicks Some Noise, man. I appreciate everybody watching. I try to break down a couple of plays from the previous two games because, again, I've been saying this, and then you could go back to the previous videos. We can't come out and get down 9-2, 10-2, double-digit leads or deficits rather in the first few possessions of the game. It's just trash. Like, you should have the most intensity at the beginning of the game. And I don't really know what the cause is, what the derivative is, but we definitely have to come out off to a better start than we did. So this is Knicks Some Noise, episode 9. It's your man, Why Me? You know what I'm saying? Again, battling a little cold, but the Knicks is battling bad defense and poor 3-point defense, man. At least ain't nobody hitting threes on me. You know what I'm saying? Got to play D, y'all. Got to get above the screens. Campaign, I'm going to break down some defensive fill on Campaign because he's one of the only players on our team that fights over screens. He literally sees the screen and he's able to jump above the screen before it reaches him. And I think the team needs to take notes and watch how he's able to get above the screens and trail his man without fouling and without getting caught in the stop and go. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, man, we got Toronto tonight. This video should be up by the time or even during the game, but feel free to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Go back. Maybe I'll try to do some type of in-game analysis versus the Raptors. I don't know. This is Knicks Some Noise. It's your man, Why Me? And I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You already know. Peace.